Right now, as you're watching this, there are microplastics flowing through your bloodstream, lodged in your lungs, and accumulating in your brain. They got there from your kitchen sponge, your water bottle, your food containers, even the air you're breathing. But here's what they don't want you to know. You can reduce your exposure by 90% with simple changes I'll show you in this video. Let's start with something you use every day. That dish sponge in your kitchen. It's made of plastic, and it's coating every plate you eat from with millions of invisible particles. A 2024 study in environmental science and technology found that kitchen sponges release 6.5 million microplastic fibers per gram of wear. Those green scrubber pads? Polyester and nylon. The sponge itself, polyurethane foam. Every scrub embeds microscopic plastic fragments into the tiny scratches on your plates. They don't rinse off, they bond to the surface. But your sponge is just the beginning. Your cutting board releases 1,089 microplastic particles every time you use it. That non-stick pan? 2.3 million particles per use when scratched. Your plastic food containers? They shed particles every time you open and close them. Scientists tested kitchens and found microplastics on every surface. Counters, utensils, inside cabinets. The average kitchen generates 114 million microplastic particles per year. Where do they go? Into your food, then into you. A 2019 study by the University of Newcastle found the average person consumes 5 grams of plastic every week. That's the equivalent of eating a credit card, every single week. Where's it coming from? Bottled water contains twice as many microplastics as tap water, 22 times more if it's been sitting in heat or sunlight. A single plastic water bottle can contain 240,000 plastic particles per liter. Tea bags are even worse. Research from McGill University found that a single plastic tea bag releases 11.6 billion microplastics and 3.1 billion nanoplastics into your cup. That's billion with a B, from one tea bag. Your food is contaminated before you buy it. Studies found microplastics in 90% of table salt brands, 80% of fish, 75% of vegetables, and 100% of tested honey samples. Why? Plastic packaging, agricultural films, and atmospheric deposition. In March 2022, scientists made a terrifying discovery. They found microplastics in human blood for the first time. 77% of test subjects had plastic particles circulating through their cardiovascular system. But blood was just the beginning. Microplastics have now been documented in human lungs, with 39 pieces found in 11 of 13 patients undergoing medical procedures. The particles were in the deepest sections of the lungs. A 2024 University of New Mexico study found microplastics in 100% of 62 tested placentas. But here's the worst part. They're in umbilical cord blood. A November 2024 study found the highest concentrations in umbilical cords, 10 particles per gram, higher than in the mother's blood. This means babies are literally born pre-contaminated. They enter the world with plastic already flowing through their veins. The first breath they take isn't their first exposure. They've been marinating in microplastics for 9 months. Most disturbing, an April 2024 study found microplastics in human brain tissue. They crossed the blood-brain barrier, something scientists thought was impossible. The particles were found in all 51 brain samples tested. Let me show you a typical day of microplastic exposure. You wake up and brush your teeth. Your toothbrush releases 1 million particles per month. Your toothpaste tube sheds particles every squeeze. You make coffee in a plastic coffee maker, 4,000 particles per cup. Grab yogurt in a plastic container, 100,000 particles from opening and scraping. Microwave leftovers in plastic, 2 million particles in 3 minutes. Your clothes are a major source. Polyester, nylon, acrylic, all plastic. One load of laundry releases 700,000 microplastic fibers into wastewater. You're also inhaling them. Every polyester shirt sheds particles you breathe all day. Car tires are one of the biggest sources. They release 1.5 trillion particles per kilometer driven globally. These become airborne. You breathe them while walking outside. They settle on crops, enter water systems. What are these particles doing to your body? A 2024 study in the New England Journal of Medicine followed 257 patients. Those with microplastics in their carotid arteries were 4.5 times more likely to have a heart attack or stroke. Laboratory studies show microplastics cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and cellular damage. They disrupt hormones, acting as endocrine disruptors. They carry toxic chemicals like BPA, phthalates, and flame retardants directly into your cells. Animal studies link microplastics to reduced fertility, altered metabolism, intestinal damage, and behavioral changes. In mice, microplastics accumulated in the brain caused cognitive decline similar to dementia. The particles are small enough to penetrate cell membranes. They've been found inside human cells, potentially damaging DNA. Some researchers believe microplastics may be contributing to rising cancer rates in young people. The plastic industry has known about this for decades. Internal documents from the 1970s show companies were aware of plastic degradation and particle release. They chose profits over public health. Global plastic production has doubled since 2000, reaching 460 million tons annually. By 2060, it's projected to triple. Every piece of plastic ever made still exists, breaking into smaller and smaller pieces. The industry spent $85 million lobbying against plastic regulations last year alone. They fund studies that downplay health risks while blocking research into alternatives. They created recycling campaigns knowing only 9% of plastic actually gets recycled. Here's how to reduce your exposure by 90%. First, your kitchen. Replace plastic sponges with 100% cellulose or Swedish dishcloths. Swap plastic cutting boards for wood or bamboo. Use glass or stainless steel food storage. Never microwave in plastic. Heat causes 1,000 times more particle release. For food, buy fresh produce without plastic packaging when possible. Choose paper or cardboard packaging over plastic. Avoid tea bags. Use loose leaf tea with a metal strainer. Your clothing matters. Choose natural fibers: cotton, wool, hemp, linen. When washing synthetics, use a microplastic catching laundry bag or filter. They capture 90% of released fibers. Start with these 5 changes today. First, throw out plastic sponges. Second, stop microwaving in plastic. Third, get a water filter. Fourth, switch to glass food storage. Fifth, choose one plastic item to replace each week. Natural sponges cost $3. Glass containers are $20 for a set. A good water filter is $150, but saves thousands on bottled water. The average person can reduce their microplastic consumption from 5 grams to 0.5 grams weekly with these changes. That's 90% less plastic entering your body. We're the first generation discovering plastic inside our bodies, and we might be the last with the chance to stop it. Every plastic item you replace reduces the burden on your body and the planet. Start with your kitchen sponge. It's sitting there right now, contaminating every dish you'll eat from tonight. Replace it today. Your body will thank you for the rest of your life.